Welcome to our channel. We're here with the most recent ranking of the top 10 players in women's college basketball for the 2023 to 24 season, according to ESPN. Let's dive in. 1. Caitlin Clark. The reigning National Player of the Year was number 1 on every ballot, leading the Hawkeyes to an impressive 11-1 start. With the departure of some players due to graduation, it was expected that Clark would have an even greater role this season. And she's handling it admirably. She has already surpassed significant milestones of 3,000 points and 400 three-pointers, as she pursues NCAA career records in both categories. Her current average of 3.7 turnovers and a shooting percentage of 48.1% are the best in her career. Clark's games are not just events in Iowa City, but in every city where she competes. 2. Cameron Brink. Entering this season, Brink appeared ready to assume a more prominent leadership role, and she has indeed stepped up. Stanford has surpassed preseason expectations, with Brink leading the Cardinal in points, rebounds, blocks, steals, and both field goal and free throw percentages. Already a two-time Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, Brink is a leading contender for the national award this season. Her average of 3.5 blocks per game places her fourth nationally, but it's the development of her offensive skills that sets Brink apart. She now excels from both posts, and her scoring average has consistently risen from 9.9 ppg in her freshman year to 19.0 ppg today. She's also a 94.0% free throw shooter, and once made 73 consecutive free throws, marking the second longest streak in Division I history. 3. Paige Bueckers. Throughout this season, fans have often had to remind themselves that Bueckers is only just returning from an ACL tear she suffered in August 2022. The former National Player of the Year, who was absent all of last season, has largely resembled her pre-injury self, despite having to take on a bigger role than anticipated due to the season-ending injury to FUD, ACL, and the indefinite absence of Caroline Ducharme, neck spasms. Bueckers' efficiency from the three-point line, 47.9% on 4.0 attempts per game, is noteworthy and would be a career high, but it's her defense that has been particularly impressive of late. Playing as a power forward in UConn's four-guard lineup, she amassed 9 blocks and 5 steals against ranked opponents North Carolina and Louisville. 4. Alyssa Pili made a significant impact with her career-best performance of 37 points in just 29 minutes against the top-ranked South Carolina earlier this month. This performance led to Gamecocks coach Dawn Staley describing her as unstoppable. As the current Pac-12 Player of the Year, Pili's efficiency is extraordinary. She has an overall shooting percentage of 70.6%, ranking her third in the nation. However, it's her blend of power, exceptional footwork in the post, and ability to shoot from the three-point line, where she's making 57.1% of her attempts, that sets her apart from other players. With the season-ending foot injury to Gianna Neepkins, the UTEs are expected to rely even more on Pili in their upcoming Pac-12 games. 5. Juju Watkins. Watkins, a newcomer, has made a swift and significant impact, exceeding expectations. Starting her career with a 32-point game that led to an upset against Ohio State, she has emerged as one of the most thrilling talents in the game. Her scoring average is second only to Iowa's Clark on a national level. Comparisons are being drawn with Trojan legends such as Cheryl Miller, Cynthia Cooper, Lisa Leslie, and Tina Thompson, sparking renewed interest in USC's history and a sense of optimism for its future. 6. Rory Harmon. Harmon has long been regarded as one of the nation's top two-way guards. However, after dedicating this offseason to improving her shot and minimizing turnovers, she has taken her game to an unprecedented level, propelling the Longhorns into the top 5 in the rankings. Her efficiency has reached a career-best 52.3%, and her assist-to-turnover ratio is the highest in the country at 6.64. Harmon's performance against UConn, where she scored 27 points and made 13 assists, made waves on the national scene. Moreover, her near triple-double performance last week against Arizona, with 19 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds, was equally noteworthy. 7. Camila Cardoso. The Gamecocks haven't missed a beat with Cardoso taking the reins from Aaliyah Boston. In fact, interestingly, Cardoso's statistics are marginally superior to Boston's from the same period last year. South Carolina maintains its position from a year ago, undefeated and ranked #1 nationally. Cardoso's size gives her a dominant presence on the court, making her nearly invincible when she receives the ball on the low block. Her agility and readiness to sprint across the court, both to complete a fast break and to prevent one, have earned her a spot in our top 10. She leads the Gamecocks in scoring, rebounding, and field goal percentage and is third nationally with an average of 3.5 blocks per game. 8. Anissa Morrow. Morrow's arrival in Baton Rouge from DePaul was met with high expectations, which she has surpassed. In a team brimming with talent, Morrow has stood out as the Tigers' top player for the initial 2 months. Her journey began with a rocky start, scoring only 6 points in the opening match against Colorado, which led to her being benched. However, Morrow returned to the starting lineup 4 games later and immediately began producing the impressive statistics that she was known for at DePaul. Since then, she has averaged a double-double, and her standout performance of 37 points and 16 rebounds in a crucial victory over Virginia on November 25th was one of the best individual performances in the nation for the first half of the season. 9. Georgia Amoore. Amoore's rise significantly contributed to Virginia Tech's successful run in the latter part of the previous season, which ended in the national semifinals. Since then, the Australian point guard has consistently demonstrated her status as one of the country's top players, thanks to her dynamic scoring and playmaking abilities, not to mention her impressive step-back move. Although Virginia Tech is still seeking a standout victory to enhance its profile, Amoore's stellar performance, scoring 31 points and shooting 7 for 14 from the three-point line, was a highlight in the game against Iowa. Furthermore, during their game against LSU, she consistently managed to drive to the basket, finishing with a team-high 25 points. 10. Hannah Hidalgo. If you had told someone during the preseason that by late December, Miles hadn't yet played and Citron had only participated in 3 games, yet Notre Dame was 8-1 and ranked number 14, they would undoubtedly ask, how? The answer is Hidalgo. Similar to USC's Watkins, Hidalgo wasn't in our preseason rankings as a freshman, but she has since soared into the top 10. Hidalgo is making a significant impact on both ends of the court. She leads Division I in steals and is 4th in average scoring. That brings us to the end of our video. We hope you enjoyed our latest ranking of the top 10 players in women's college basketball for the 2023-24 season. If you found this video informative and want to stay updated with more such content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing.